Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for the Lifetime remake of Flowers in the Attic. Now, Flowers in the Attic, I saw a preview for it on when I was watching Witches of East End on Lifetime when it came on. They kept showing previews for Flowers in the Attic. I got really interested in this story because I didn't really know what it was all about. But it seemed very interesting to me. Again, I didn't really know what it was about, though. Although all I knew was that it seemed really interesting, and I was really interested in seeing what the whole thing was about. So, what I did was, I looked it up, and it turns out that the movie was actually a book first, and then they made a movie in, like, the 1980s. But it was terrible, I heard. I heard the original was terrible because it was not faithful to the book at all. So they wanted to try again with this movie. And I actually liked that idea. I thought, okay, try again with this movie. I like that. And I have to say that I loved Flowers in the Attic. I did. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I really thought it was a really great movie. And, There wasn't nothing I didn't like about it. I thought it was just a really great story. And they've already claimed the rights to a sequel, so I knew it was going to be great just from watching it because before the movie had even premiered, they had claimed rights to a sequel. So, let's just get to the movie. So the movie is basically about, it follows this girl named Kathy and her family. They have, like, the perfect life, basically. Perfect house, perfect this, perfect everything. You know, her father is getting promoted to in his job. They have a really great life. One day, their father is in a car crash. Some sort of accident happens. He's in a car crash. And their mother, Corinne, tells them that they have to move because it turns out that nothing of theirs is actually theirs. It was all her father. It was all their father's. And she has to try to get the money back from her grandfather, from her father, their grandfather. And then she tells them they'll only be there for one night. They go to her grandmother's house, not her grandmother's, her mother's house, their grandmother's house. They go there. She tells them it's only going to be for one night. One night turns into a week, that turns into a month, that turns into 2 years. And they stay there. And their mother is there, and their grandmother is very evil, and there's more that happens in it. But we'll get to that in the spoilers, but that's the basic plot to Flowers in the Attic. And that right there is a really cool plot. I really enjoyed the plot. I thought the plot was really interesting. And it's exactly as, sad as it feels. I really enjoyed that. So let's first get to the performances. Let me just say one thing. If the performances were not as strong as they were in this movie, I do not think this movie would have worked well at all. I think if the performances were not that strong. Let's just get to the main one. Our main star is Kiernan Shipka. Now, she is famous for Mad Men. I started watching Mad Men, like, the first season. I'm not on the episodes where she's, like, this age now. Apparently, she's, like, 14 now on the show. She did a really great job in this movie. Like, she really surprised me how good she was. She's younger than I am, I think. She's younger than I am. Born November 10, 1999. I was born August 18, 1998, so she's younger than I am. She's a great actress. She really did a great job in a lot of the scenes. She did a great job. She briefly narrates the movie in the beginning and the end, but I thought she just did a really great job. She really commanded a lot of the scenes, and I actually think it was Emmy-worthy. I think she should definitely be considered for an Emmy nomination for her portrayal, because she really did a great job. Then you have Mason Dye as Christopher. Christopher is her brother, and I thought he was really great too. I didn't really know how he was going to do. I thought, pretty much his performance was just going to be basic. It actually turned out to be very strong performance. I thought he was fantastic in the movie. I thought he was really great. One of the things I loved about his performance was just that he was really the one who kind of, what I like about, the two characters, Kathy and Christopher, is that they kind of have to take care of their brother and sister, and they sort of become the parents too, and I really do enjoy that a lot about the movie. I think it's really good. I enjoy that. Then you have Heather Graham as Corinne. Corinne was just this, I don't like her character, and I will tell you why in the spoilers. I do not like her character. But she did a great job with us despising despising her character. Like, you really hated her, but she did a great job with that. You really hated her character, but she did a really great job with you hating her character. At first, she seemed like this really nice woman, but then she became not so nice, and I'll get to that in the spoilers, and I thought she was really, really great in the movie, though, and I thought she did a really great job. By far, though, the best in the movie is Ellen Bernstein as the grandmother Olivia. She was so terrifying in some scenes. I didn't know what she was going to do. I thought she would, there were parts where I thought she was just going to start whipping the children and things like that. Like, she was so terrifying. She did such a great job of being so terrifying, and I think she was probably the best in the movie. And definitely, she was probably the best part. Also the two kids, Maxwell Kuvik, who played Corey, and Ava Tellick, who played Carrie, they were really good as well. And the only other person that I want to talk about is Chad Willett as their father, who dies in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. For what he was in, he was still really, really good. So yeah, those were all the performances in the movie. The performances, as you can tell, are very, very strong, and I just thought it was really great. Now, I have heard people saying that it's not good, but for those who did not like the original, you will love this one, because they really did a great job with this one. So now let's get to the spoilers, because I didn't really want to spoil big plots about the movie and big twists, so let's just get to them. Biggest part of the movie, in my opinion, was actually how bad of a character their mother really was. Like, not a bad character, but how much of a bitch she was to them. I mean, the fact that first of all, the whole plot with their father actually being her half-uncle, I thought that was actually really cool. But then the thing with her just abandoning her children, and then her just forgetting she had children and not even mentioning them to her new husband, I thought that was just, I was like, what is the hell is wrong with you, lady? Are you insane? These are your children. You've locked them in the attic for almost 2 years now, and you haven't even told your husband about them. Like, that lady was just, ugh. She was nuts. I think the fame got to her head, the money and everything got to her head, and she wanted this life, but she completely forgot about the children, because, she just did. I also really love the twist of it's not the grandmother that killed the brother, but it was her, the mother, that killed, Corey, the little brother. I thought that was really a great twist, in my opinion. I really would have, one of the things that this movie does well is it's not very predictable. If you've seen the original and read the book, it is. But for people like me, who have not read the book and who have not seen the original movie, it's not very predictable, and I thought that was great about the movie, because I heard about the original, and it's not good. Let's just say the mother dies in the original. She doesn't get married in the original. Like, the original is just... It's a piece of shit. It really is. It's just a piece of shit, the original. This one, though, was just so much better. Also, the relationship between the brother and the sister, some people had problems with that. I had no problem with that at all. It made perfect sense to me. These two are growing. They don't really know. In fact, the sister didn't even know, like, what sexual attraction was or anything. She just thought it was, like, kissing and things. Because it's the 1950s. I forgot to say that. This movie takes place in the 1950s or 1960s, something like that. Which is interesting because Kiernan Shipka's in Mad Men, which also takes place in the 60s. So I find that kind of funny. But like I was saying, they didn't really know much about attraction or anything, or, things like that. So it made perfect sense that they turned to each other and they had their first kiss, and I think they even slept together in one scene. So it's really wrong what they're doing, but to them it seemed right, and it was the only way they could really have any type of a relationship. And, I actually really liked those scenes. I did, because it really showed how bad things were getting, and I really did enjoy that about the movie. Also, the movie was 2 hours, and it flew by like that. Like, I was watching it on my DVR, and I'm like, it's over already? Okay. But, I really enjoyed it. My only complaint about the movie was the very end. What happened to their grandmother? Why did she, I knew she was claustrophobic, but what was it? Why did she not want to be locked in that attic? We heard she was claustrophobic, but it wasn't really claustrophobia or anything. Why did she, well, I guess it kind of was the claustrophobia, but, did she die or something? I thought she was going to die right then and there, but I guess not, but they are making a sequel to it, which I am really looking forward to seeing. So yeah, overall, I really love this movie. I think Lifetime movies are getting better and better and better in my opinion, and I think this was definitely one of their best ones. Let me know what you guys saw, Flowers in the Attic. Do you like this more than the original? I'm sure a lot of people do. Have you read the book? Was this faithful enough to the book? The performances, what do you think of all the performances? Who was the best? In my opinion, Kiernan Shipka, and the grandmother, Ellen Bernstein, they were the best in my opinion. I thought they were great. That's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.